Jesus.
Folks, it is great to be with you here once more. This is the That's Not Funny comedy podcast. We are two friends that like each other.
We don't love each other.
Well, actually, wait. No, we love each other. We don't like each other. It depends on the day. It
really
does depend on the day. Like right now, I don't love you because you didn't do D&D. Okay. If you look at my phone, I'm D&D because I have respect for this production.
That's a part of your process that I really like. I really like that part of the process.
I appreciate
that you do.
Thank you for giving me my flowers.
Absolutely.
And flowers these days are expensive, folks. If you don't know,
like too expensive.
Sometimes
honestly,
flowers can be like a great deal, and other times you're like, I guess I'll just pay $40.
Okay, so here's what I'll say about flowers.
Pop off, King.
Orchids, all day.
The prices on orchids are like extremely reasonable for the type of flower it is.
Exactly, and that's what, because you're like, I'm gonna go buy a bouquet, and it's gonna be a fucking piece of shit. It's gonna be, and it's gonna stink too, because the water. No, the water. If
I have seen neglected flowers get out of control.
Let a bouquet sit in a vase,
it can get like cheesy. Have you experienced the cheesy?
No, it's like it's like from under my. It's like it's
here. Wait, can you?
It's
you
disgusting.
Get a little closer. Get a little closer, King. Yeah.
Oh, he's manhandling me. I like that.
Yeah, and then sit back too.
Gets a little.
And sit back too.
Jesus Christ! Just stick your hand up my ass, why don't you?
Well, you be my little puppet. You're my little puppet.
No, if you let a bouquet of flowers. If you let a bouquet of flowers run wild
on bacteria and water
it will smell like.
It's weird how that happens.
You know when you smell butt, but it's like it's from a distance. Like somebody was sitting for a while and they get up and move.
Yeah.
And you walk through that aura.
And then you're like, certainly that's not what it is, but I know it is. And this is Tyler.
And this is Jeff.
And we're trying to bring a little bit of our life into your world.
Our juice into your mouth.
Ah, God, that's good juice.
Lemon.
Pledge.
Squeezy. Lemon pledge. I pledge
to Pledge of Allegiance is a little weird, right?
Yeah.
That is pretty, like, I don't know, just inappropriate if you think about just being normal.
Well, I mean, okay.
Okay, all right. So it is okay, but it is just a little bit like, I don't know, it's like you should have a little bit of understanding of what you're doing as a kid. You ever like look back and you're like feel a little dirty? You're like, I'm literally just like a little automaton pledging allegiance. Like, I'm fine pledging allegiance, but I want to like have consent in pledging my allegiance.
The whole kind of point though is like not that. The whole point is like humans as resources. Like when you're building empire, and like everything we are like stems from empire, right? Like all these different empires. Like you're not like, you know, let's teach them about some of that bad stuff we did and see if they still want to hang out with us.
Yeah,
you're
no,
like,
I know.
How do we turn him into a killing machine?
Like, I want a 5-year-old to be like, knowing that means that they could die for their country. Like,
okay,
like this morning.
Now that's where we're missing that level of indoctrination, and that's what's bad.
Like, I want the 5-year-old to be into it.
Yeah.
Because they're so diehard American.
Sparta. Yeah.
I don't know. That's just, there's a couple ways to fix the country. That's one of them.
We don't get to see like a way back when, like by merit. It's kind of like animals that didn't successfully, like if you have 1,000 animals and they're like kind of dorky and pieces of shit and they don't work very well, like they aren't here anymore.
Like ewes?
Like ewes. I don't know who kept those ewes fucking, but like
I was just denigrating you in an Italian.
I thought you were
affect.
saying EWE.
No, I was, but then I was like, let's pivot.
Oh, okay.
You've heard people say ewes, right? Hey, did Jews take the trash out?
Yeah.
We don't see a lot of Italians over here in the West
Jersey,
Coast.
Brooklyn.
I'd love to see more Italians.
You know what we do though with Italians? We make fun of Italians a lot over here on the West Coast.
Really? I don't. I feel like you'd do more on the East Coast.
I love making fun of Italians.
Really?
Yeah, it's a passion of mine.
Okay. I don't believe
Walken.
you. I don't believe that Christopher Walken is not Italian. And by the way, every literal thing that you do is Christopher Walken. 1 second.
I mean, I am aware of that. I never.
This guy, you
back.
tell this guy to do an accent, and it's gonna be anywhere from 20% to 75% Christopher Walken, no matter what accent.
No. I have 3 functional accents. Okay, I've got Meatwad, I've got Elmo, and I've got Christopher Walken. Okay,
you are good with Meatwad.
So thank you.
Can you do a little Meatwad for the folks?
No.
Wait, can you do?
I can do Christopher Walken.
Can you do Christopher Walken
as Meatwad?
Okay, yeah, that's.
Easy.
He's German. He's just German, bro.
What?
He's German and Scottish.
His accent isn't. It's not like an. It's just like a person. It's like it's like a personal accent.
Here's the thing, though. Each year that goes by that you do a Christopher Walken impersonation or whatever, you're getting closer to like being a guy that's like, I can do a Dean Martin impersonation. Like when we grew up and it's like, oh, he can do fucking who's the guy from like Casablanca? Like, you know what I mean? Like Christopher Walken is so out of the social zeitgeist each year. You know what I mean? Like you're just getting so further and further.
Like kind of flashback to the homeless guy that does really good voiceovers. Like I'm gonna be that guy
man
eventually.
with the golden voice. Yeah.
But I kind of want to jump back here. I don't want to miss this because so like we think about like a shitty animal that does a bad job of reproducing.
You just keep talking about which animals do you consider shitty?
You've got to let me. You don't know who they are anymore because they're not around. They're gone.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's my point. So like just like you have in evolution, right? You just have like shitloads of dead ends, and then but it doesn't feel like that because it's like, hey, look, everything's alive. But it's like for everything that's alive, goddamn, lot of dead shit.
Okay, yeah,
a lot of dead useless
success
shit.
rate is yeah.
Same thing goes for cultures, right? And so like we used to, like when we were very tribal, like we used to have like, oh my god, there's so many cool neat cultures, and then it was like, well, there's one that's really good at caving people's heads in and mating with the remaining women.
Okay, all right.
So that one did good, and the one that was good at making daisy chains and finger banging didn't make it.
Okay.
And so like when we talk about that, like when we talk about religion, when we talk about nationalism, when we talk about organized large-scale cultures, the only cultures we have such a biased view because the only cultures that are still around are fucking imperialistic.
Yeah.
And the only religions that we have around,
history books are written by winners.
Exactly. I mean, we know this, but it's like it is something that's kind of fun to look at occasionally. And religion is the same thing. Like if you have a religion that's like, it's fine. We don't really mind if people are other religions, and then somebody's like, well, we do mind, and we're gonna butcher everyone that's not another religion and be highly like goal oriented to like missionary, like go send missionaries everywhere and convert. You just don't get the chill ones. So
I get that.
We've got that. That's where like the American anthem, it's like, well, yeah, you breed them.
Yeah,
you breed them to kill.
You have a certain structure, and you just need to don't question it. Just live into it if you want to exist. Basically,
100%
is what you're saying.
100%.
Yeah, that's fine. I get that.
Anyways,
what was not funny for you this week aside from all that?
Not funny for me this week. Did I already go over?
By the way, this is not a comedy podcast. Comedy might occur. That is up to you, the good folks at home.
Did I go over the vacuum over the balcony? Yeah,
I think privately with me.
Privately,
I don't think you told the good folks.
So, folks, man, do I have a good kid? I love my kid. He's a great kid.
You've got no kid.
I've got a.
Your kid oscillates. Sometimes he's very good, and other times I'm like, it makes sense he's your kid, and God help us all.
Jesus Christ, yeah.
God help us all.
100%. So I've got a kid, super sweet sometimes. We did Easter last Sunday. That was neat.
Shout out Easter.
Instead of throwing a plastic egg around like some of the other kids were, he got a hold of a 4-inch wide rock and threw it across a stone patio full of people. Just fucking speedballed that shit.
Was there any like rhyme or reason, or he was just like, ah? Nope. Is this here? Now it's not.
He wasn't angry. He just saw the rock and was like, that is going to be fucked up, and I want that to happen. So he did it.
I honestly, truly do get that.
Me too. That's the problem.
I do get that as a kid. I can commiserate with that.
So that, like, we were having like a good thing, and then it's like, it's this interesting thing where it's like, okay, so do these people, like kind of like a crowd vote, do these people want to see me headbutt my son right now? Or do they want to see me empathetically discuss with him how that's not, and so you kind of have to read the room before you go headbutt. Right,
because you're not just in a parenting situation, you're in a parenting social situation.
Exactly. Yeah. And I was also at like a very nice house with like this is Bainbridge Island, which is like very, very classy.
Yeah, that's hard to parent in a social situation, I can imagine. It's a
tough one.
Can I interject one quick thing?
Absolutely.
I fucking hate it when parents talk to their kids but are talking to the bystanders through their kids.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm talking
baby. About? Oh yeah,
that shit's so annoying. Like one time I was working at a chiropractic office and this chick was like talking to her baby and there was a little TV and she was like, I know you like that. You don't get to watch TV at home, do you? You don't get to watch TV at home, so you like that.
Oh yeah, that's.
And I'm like,
see, that
it's
one
literally a fucking 18-year-old, like not 18, like 18-month-old that can't fucking speak. You are doing a performance right now, and I want to snap your fucking spine, and I want to tell my boss to not fix it.
Million percent.
Because this is not okay.
You worked
what you're
with a
doing.
chiropractor for a while.
I did.
See, okay, so that one is despicable, and they should both be euthanized, baby and parent.
Yes, please.
But hello,
Ricardo. We got Ricardo in the chat.
So, but there's another kind where, like, when you're disciplining your child and you're trying to kind of, you're kind of trying to be like, listen, I'm gonna fucking deal with this, guys. Okay, I am gonna deal with this, just so you know. But like, I'm gonna kind of, so you know, listen, hey, that's not, you know, you can. There's another one where it's like not like preening. It's not like this like self-image bullshit where you're just like, please don't hate me for what my child did. And that one I also think is despicable, but I get it.
Well, give me an example.
Like when your kid throws a rock across a patio and you go up and you're like, Lupin, that is not okay. There's other children here that you could have hurt, and you like lay out this complex,
right? That you understand the stakes that just happened as well.
Exactly. Yeah. And but it's not the same. It's rather than being like, I'm such a good person, it's basically just I'm not that bad of a person. I'm not as bad of a person as it looks like right now. Sure. It's a little bit better at least than you think.
Right. You start going into like insurance premiums and stuff like that. You're going to start going into hospital wait times. Like, I really grasp everything that could have happened. Mm-hmm. Secondary, tertiary, any sort of amount of things that could have happened.
So then we get done with rock, and it's
so nice
like,
to say tertiary.
Tertiary is a great word.
Ahead, sorry.
We get done with rock, and then we move on to what is a nice breather. A nice breather from like existential threats to like children's lives. We move over to all the kids have had this claw, this claw, and they're using it to pick up toys and organize them, which is great. That's great.
That's great.
Lupin's waiting his turn. He gets his turn.
Love that shit.
Immediately beelines for like a rose bush and just starts beating the fuck out of it with this claw. He's like,
the boy just wants to destroy beauty.
He just wants to destroy beauty. So
he says life in any regard. No.
I
say no. Thank
Antinatalist, the youngest antinatalist ever recorded.
History in the making.
So that's fun. I go do that, and then we're getting ready to go. There's a second internal story, right? There's like a balcony into the living room area, and he gets a hold of like probably like an 8-pound Dyson vacuum and just hurls it over the fucking edge of the balcony into a room filled with children and adults who, luckily, none of them are hit, but scares the shit out of everyone.
How was the floor doing?
There was a rug. Oh, thank fuck. There was a rug. And here's the funny thing. I'm like,
love a rug.
I just,
so many reasons.
Like, you should just at that point hit.
I mean, not like unofficially. Yes. Officially, no.
Yes. Officially, no. Yes.
Officially, you should not.
And I didn't. I don't.
But like pure like lean effectiveness.
Yes. Like you should. Yes. Exactly. Lean effective. If we're going for results here,
right?
You just do a hit.
Right.
You just do a quick.
Do a quick hit.
Yes.
You sit him in that spot that the vacuum had fallen to, and you drop it onto him.
Yeah.
You give him a helmet. You give him a pillow. You lessen the blow.
Do you understand now? Do you understand? I think maybe you do. And the funny thing is you're kind of talking about this performative stuff. And afterwards, you know, of course, I talked to like 7 different people about it. And every single one of them is like, I mean, you know, the vacuum, oh no. But like, just, you know, we're so glad that no kids were hit. And I'm like, oh,
I forgot to consider that was good.
Oh, yeah, I was worried about the fucking vacuum and the rug.
Oh
not the God. Potential fucking disablement of a 3-year-old child by my 3-year-old child.
Like, oh, what a noteworthy point.
Hadn't crossed my mind.
I appreciate you actually bringing up because
let me
now I can
down.
actually really fully work towards making sure this doesn't happen again. Before I would have just kind of been in like an orbit of what.
Let it go.
Yeah, but no, that's because I thought maybe the Dyson wasn't working. Lupin. He's got a proclivity for
doing a favor almost,
mechanics.
You know, like make sure it gets in the garbage where it's supposed to go.
Yeah, so
I don't believe in Dyson.
Kid could have been hurt. Stupid.
Louise. No, that got said like 6 separate times.
Parents need to die.
And it's
there needs to be more orphans. More
I agree.
orphans with strong orphans create weak times create. What is it?
Okay, what was not funny for you this week?
This is a long story, but I'm going to try to like condense it down because it's not that big of a deal, but it's the biggest deal I've ever had encountered in my life.
Ooh, okay.
So, okay, where I work, it is a commercial area that is, it was up in the 40s. It's declined now, but last 10 years there's really been a resurgence to try to build this little downtown core into something that is, urban and real and substantive and something.
God,
people
look at you talk. I love it.
Thank you,
Yes.
thank you. And so
Papa J.
there was a Starbucks in this area, and it left. And when a Starbucks is in an area, you're like, okay, this is like a real area. But the Starbucks is gone. So now it's like replaced with like a shitty cafe that's going to like turn and burn in like 18 months. So you're like, okay, whatever. There is a Subway there though. It's the last bastion of like true nationwide business in this area. I mean, it's not a struggling area, but it needs some help. Anyway, I'm really setting the scene here. This has nothing to do with it. Inside that Subway is a tiny little...
You're so bad at condensing stories.
I'm so bad, but I need people to know the context. Inside this Subway, there's a tiny little Mexican man, okay? And he is like... He's just the best. He's just the best because he's the worst. He's not even the worst. He's just pure. And this is what I'm talking about. He often is just kind of not happy, right? He's not grumpy, but he's just, he's not happy. He works there every single time I've been there. And, it's like 4 times at this point. I've worked in this place for like 7 months, been to Subway, once every 6 weeks or so. And so he's there every time. He's like running the cash register and the subs. I had to ask him to change his gloves because I'm like, I'm sorry, I just saw you ring up like with cash. I don't want you not to change your gloves.
How did he respond?
He gives me this really annoyed look while he almost like didn't break eye contact. Wow. Like he wasn't trying to do a power move, but just inside he couldn't help but do a power move and like just stare me down while changing his gloves out.
How old is he?
I want to say like 49.
Okay.
Between 49 and 51.
That's a strong age for a small Mexican man.
Yeah, no,
that's a very strong age for a small
There's a
Mexican
lot of
man.
life still left in him.
They last.
They are durable.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing is like, I know he doesn't own the spot. He's literally making like 75 cents above minimum wage, working like 16-hour shifts at the Subway, just doing everything right that you would want your employee to do if you were like taking advantage of them to a degree that was insane.
Yeah.
Like he just is like going so hard to the Subway. And so every single time I go there, every single time there's a pretty decent like line, like maybe 3 or 4 people. And he will just do this thing that it sticks with me. Do you ever hear these things and they stick with you? They pop up in your head. Instead of, he'll say, what type of bread, all this stuff, but he'll just say, toast. Instead of saying, do you want it toasted or I'll toast it if you'd like, he just says, toast. And so I'm seeing him make sandwiches for like 3 people in front of me, and each time without fail, he's like, toast. And so for me, I asked him to double toast, and he didn't like that. He didn't like that I asked to double toast. But
you like somebody that kind of wields power a little bit, don't you? You like that.
I'm a human animal. I mean, it's all nature. But anyway, every single time he says toast, and there's something so beautiful about him just saying toast. Like he's come from something that is much, much worse than where he is now. He's not in a great circumstance like presently. But there's just this beauty of like raw matter of factness that is his life. I've been telling people about this. I told my friend Randall, I told my lovely girlfriend Roxana, and she said the funniest thing because I was like, it's not a good life, it's not a bad life, and then she was like, it's just toast. I'm like, yes, yeah. I felt so connected to her in that moment when she said, I was like, you get it, you fucking get it. Thank you.
Yes.
So then the other day, so this is where it gets bad. So the other day, I went to get the sandwich.
Is he gone?
He's not gone.
Okay.
He comes around the corner. Well, and also the funny thing to me is he has to know like, oh yeah, there's a new outlaw Philly cheesesteak. Like he has to like retain that information. He came around the corner wearing a Subway fucking sports jersey that on the back said Ham Slamma.
Ham
He has
slammer.
to. He has to know about the ham slam. Like, there's just something so fucking funny to me about that. And I get to, like, you know, I'm right there, and I get to this point where I'm waiting with anticipation. Yeah, I'm ready for him to say toast, and he says, "Would you like it toasted?"
Oh.
And I didn't even know how to respond. I was literally like deer in the headlights, stunned.
Did he get forced? Did somebody report him? Does he have to?
I hope to God that's what happened. I hope to God that's what happened, because he could have learned that so many years before and chose not to. And I loved that he chose not to. I loved that he was like, I'm going to do everything I can here. I'm going to provide, but I'm not going to say anything more than toast. But then he did, and I literally didn't respond for like 3 seconds because I didn't know what to do. And I just said, yeah, I'll have it toasted. Could you please toast it twice for me? And it was, I went back, and that was the saddest Subway I've ever eaten. The saddest.
Really?
To my office, I was just like,
yeah.
And I'm pretty sad when I get Subway.
So I think
Subway's not my, like, I'm having a good daytime. It's like,
really,
shit's fucked. I'm going to be here for at least 2-3 more hours.
Okay, this is survival.
This is literal survival Subway.
I want to jump back. I think what's funny about it,
Please break it down, because I don't know, but it's
what's funny about
one of the funniest things.
Him like needing to know all this stuff. It's like 1,500 years ago. You needed to know like the tide chart, which is like a very physical reality.
Sure, right.
It's like this is what the world has given us, and we need to know how the world works.
Like he literally needs to know to remember to always offer sub crunch on sandwiches.
Yes.
Now. Like the little crackly sub crunch. Like, make sure by protocol you offer that.
It's like this difference between like needing to know like what side of tree moss grows on so you can find your way back to camp.
Yes.
And like needing to know like what percentage discount
what the
you
Italian
can apply.
BMT consists of.
Exactly.
In the month of May.
Believe. It's makeup. It's made up. Like we so like all of us are living in these like, and it's these massive constructs, these organizations that are just, and they're all like, oh, we know what's going on, but they're really kind of at the root of it just being like, I don't fucking know. Let's ham slamma? Is that going to vibe right? That's going to vibe good enough.
And that I saw that before he said, would you like it toasted? And I was like, oh, this day is turning around. Ham slamma? Like,
ham slamma.
And I just so you know, I'm not denigrating this man. I respect this man more than I respect myself, actually. Like, I love this man.
There's an authenticity and
an
an honesty.
But he broke my fucking heart.
Yeah.
When he said, "Would you like it toasted?"
Yeah. I worked in crepes for a while. You know, I worked in
crepe boy.
I worked in crepes for 2 years, around 2 years, something like that.
You were such a cute little crepe maker.
Thank
you wore a vest. You were bubbly.
I really liked that job, and I took it seriously. You know, I took like when I was out there making crepes, like I
you should do that with anything, really.
Yeah,
like that's what separates real motherfuckers from people that are just like not
because
real.
The bottom line is like whether you're making crepes or whether you're like, you know, making fucking policy decisions or whether you're still just living in a body doing stuff,
absolutely,
and then you're gonna die afterwards.
I've 1,000,000,000% been in the situation where I'm like in customer service. I'm having a bad day, and so I'm gonna like take that out on you or let you know, like in my younger years. And so I get that. I do get that. I really do. I really do. But the real ones can not be like a sycophant, but they can let you know they're not vibing, but they're there, and it's not your fault, and we're getting through it together.
Yeah.
You know,
well, and it does just come down to like, you know, like really like the gauge of like a good life is how much you can be happy when you should be sad.
Sure.
You know, like that's
just
like
finding
how many millions you've got.
Contentment almost in just suffering.
Yeah, because the bottom line is like at the end, like even with all the money and even with all the power, like you just watch a bunch of people die around you and then slowly succumb to some horrible fucking illness and die. Like you don't get to buy your way out of fucking tragedy.
No, it is crazy.
And so
really
like coming to terms with tragedy and coming to terms with like the deep meaningfulness of life and how like the duality of goodness and badness, of pleasure and pain, of hopefulness and dread, like that's really kind of the whole deal. Like honestly, if you look 100%. At like what the scoreboard actually is, the scoreboard is always dead as fuck. And then the internal like daily scoreboard is like, did you feel good today? That's it. That's it.
Right. Yeah.
Like,
You're. It's like what is it? DJ Khaled. You played yourself. You either played yourself or you don't.
Yeah.
But I remember I used to work in a luxury high-rise condominium, and there was this guy that super fucking rich, and he like wrote a book about like mindset, and he was like the youngest like encyclopedia salesman to like do whatever. Like he had this storied life. But then towards the end, when I knew him, I mean, I don't know if he's dead. I wouldn't say I hope he's dead, but it wouldn't be a net negative to the world if he was dead
he
at
bitter?
this point.
Was he bitter?
He wasn't bitter, but he just was kind of like entitled, racist, hate-filled, and like I don't use those terms lightly, but he really was.
You don't.
He really was just like this kind of not chill, like I really hate to be this guy. I hate to fucking even say this, but he was like the epitome of like not chill older white guy.
Yeah.
Like he would, and like rich, and he would always like do these like creepy like little jokes to like, you know, like women, and he would like just be unreasonable and then ungrateful.
Sure.
But he walked around and he was in sweatpants and he smelled like piss.
Oh.
And he was not respected in this like beautiful luxury like high rise. And I'm just thinking like, wow, like you can be the youngest encyclopedia salesman and you can write a book and you can this and that and you can this and that, and it doesn't even fucking matter because you're gonna be in sweatpants and you're gonna smell like piss. It doesn't matter that you're surrounded by literal opal columns and fucking wood that is no longer allowed to be like harvested. You are literally piss laden, sir.
Piss laden, sir.
And I feel bad for your sweet wife because she actually was nice.
I kind of want to use that. Is she dead?
No, but she probably wishes she was.
She probably wishes she was. That could be a good T-shirt. Piss laden, sir.
Piss laden, sir.
And it could be kind of like a fun like rhyme and like a hip hop and like some rap.
I don't see that.
Piss laden, sir.
Okay, maybe that's like intellectual rap.
Piss laden,
that's like
sir.
hip hop, boy.
Like I'm misbaiting her.
Yo. Like she. I don't know. I was gonna say in squirt. I got nothing. I'm sorry. I don't know.
Like she shit.
Shit, pray, and squirt.
Like she shit.
I don't know. It was a particularly bad Indian food bout.
Jesus
All right, folks.
Christ.
We are not a news show, but there are some things that you should know.
I feel like the music's been out for a long time here. Can we get the music back?
Not for the news.
Not for the news.
We don't do the music for the news. Okay. I'm starting a new thing here though, where I actually want to, because sometimes I pick the news because I feel like I'm good at picking news. I know what the people want. I think, and if I don't, tell me. But often
it's kind of like
sometimes I will consult you.
It's kind of like if like there was like an alternative to the ground, and you like ask the ground, you're like, hey ground, like so we've got this like other option, you know, and it's like no, I'm great at being the ground, but it's like but we haven't tried out.
Listen,
ground.
I feel like I have a good barometer for good news stories, but I'd like to bring more.
You got a good barometer, that's for sure.
Okay. That joke was just, you just filled that in. That was like a Mad Lib that didn't make any sense. It wasn't funny. It wasn't witty.
I know. You
embarrassed this entire team, which
just
is me
read
and
the
you.
news.
I've got 4 options I wanted to run by you.
Oh, okay. Cool.
All right. So 1, Georgia man facing murder charges after allegedly concealing HIV positive status from wife before her death. Man allegedly hid marijuana and Easter eggs across the city, posted clues to social media.
I mean, that's
pretty great, right?
That's
circumcision
I
at NYC hospital almost made baby bleed to death, parents say.
Okay.
Or U.S. FDA suspends milk quality tests amid workforce cuts.
That's not what you want.
It's really like that's impactful.
That's not what you want.
I'm leaning toward, and these are all great contenders.
I kind of like the FDA. I kind of like the milk.
Right?
Yeah. Is this how you mentioned putting milk in the?
Milk was on the brain.
Milk was on the mind.
Milk was on the brain.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking. As much as I'd love to do HIV and circumcision, I'm thinking Easter eggs with marijuana, and I'm thinking milk.
I'm thinking milk, but what was the first one again?
See, this seems like it's a hitter, but it's kind of like low-key weak.
Well, I mean, it depends on how deep they go.
Facing murder charges after allegedly concealing HIV positive status from wife.
He does look sad.
Yeah, well, and if you see her, there's literally a photo of her in the bed.
Oh, no.
Right? So I'm kind of like, how deep did this go? But I don't know. I mean, we don't have time for all 4.
I know we don't. We don't. I'm kind of leaning towards this one a little bit myself.
Okay. All I'll say is why did he put weed in Easter eggs? Like this man is I'm not smoking anymore, but if I found
whimsical and fun.
He's literally a saint.
Yeah, exactly.
It's an Easter miracle.
Is he getting in trouble for this shit?
It seems like he is, but the world will never know. All right.
I mean, listen, the problem is
he's getting axed.
The problem is the kids. But here's what I'll say about the kids.
They're smoking anyway.
Well, okay. Either they're smoking
anyway.
They're either smoking and then they're going to smoke the weed they found.
They're stealing money from purses.
Or they're not smoking and they're not going to smoke the weed. Like,
there we go.
There's no, like, if he was hiding like meth in fucking Easter
That'd
eggs,
be a problem.
that would be a problem. If he's hiding pills, a bunch of pills in Easter eggs, that's
let me
also
know where those Easter eggs are.
A 3-year-old can eat a fucking quarter pound of weed and not even get high.
Right.
Nothing. Not a single thing.
He's trying.
If a 3-year-old gets a pipe out and smokes the weed, that is not this guy's problem. Something happened in that 3-year-old's life.
There's
where
a
that
system of
knows what to
processes
do.
that are already broken.
Exactly. It's just like
no, yeah, hey.
I don't see the problem.
This is why we're a team.
I don't see the fucking problem.
I'm seeing the same lens.
Do you want milk?
I'd like to take milk. If that's okay,
you can take milk.
Okay,
of course.
April 21st, Reuters, the Food and Drug Administration is suspending a quality control program for testing of fluid milk and other dairy products due to reduced capacity in its food safety and nutrition division, according to an internal email seen by Reuters. So,
beginning of the end.
I have a really big, okay, I try to be a very measured man, okay? I'm like, okay, there is government inefficiency, ineffectiveness. That shit's like definitely not as pure as it could be for being funded by people's hard-earned money, right? So yes, like look into that, do some audits, do some measured reductions, do some stuff that cleans that up. When Elon Musk is with a fucking chainsaw doing a whole bit about like cutting shit, that's what I'm like, that's really not appropriate. Really though, like when it's all said and done as a culture with the got milk, with everything that we are, milk is sacred. Don't fuck with the quality of milk. I don't want a single drop of pus in my milk because I'm not going to be able to sleep well at night. And I eat oatmeal at night with milk.
There's a difference,
and it's something that's very near and dear to my heart. I've tried to go to coconut milk. They don't have the good coconut milk that I like often in the store. I don't want guar gum. And so sometimes I just go to the nice $7 DHA, Omega, organic, whatever milk. Because I'm like, if I pay the extra money, I know there's no pus.
Jesus, is pus a thing in milk?
I heard it once and it never left my psyche. It never left my psyche.
Is something I could do without hearing. So here's what I want to go into. First of all, I want to address for testing of fluid milk.
Yeah, dry milk is still getting rigorously tested.
I didn't even think about dry milk. I was like, what other kind of fucking milk is there?
Milk product. You grew up Mormon.
I did grow up Mormon.
A lot of dry milk with you.
I did not fucking like dry milk though. Okay,
I cannot imagine.
Here's my main point here is that there's a difference between something like apple juice.
Sorry about that.
You let it sit for too long. It kind of starts to taste a little funky, but it's like wine apple juice. You know, it's like apple juice wine. Sure. Like there's so many things. Water, it smells a little weird or something like that. Yeah. Milk, if it's not taken care of, is the most filthy, fucking disgusting, depraved, nightmarish fucking liquid you could ever get your fucking hands on. Like if you're gonna maximize the torment, drown somebody in bad milk. You know,
I hope that this one can unite all of the United States population. Like we can't get behind a lot of things, but like milk is so
fuck.
Like first eggs, now milk. Like what else?
Don't fuck with butter, the milk. Don't fuck with the eggs.
But once it happens to butter, then butter really.
Butter is milk.
Butter is milk.
Butter is milk.
Butter is milk.
I remember I made butter one time when I was in like preschool, and I was like, no way.
So
no fucking way, dude.
Oh, can you? I'm gonna.
Can I shut the fuck up?
No, I had something about butter I wanted to bring up, but I'm gonna get through this first, and then we'll revisit butter if it naturally comes.
Coming back to butter later, folks.
The suspension is another disruption in the nation's food safety programs after the termination and departure of 20,000 employees of the Department of Health and Human Services, which includes the FDA, as part of President Donald Trump's effort to shrink the federal workforce. The FDA this month also suspended existing and developing programs that ensured accurate testing for bird flu in milk and cheese and pathogens like the parasite Cyclospora
and
other
one you really want to fuck around
food
with.
Products.
You don't get named Cyclospora without being fucked.
No, that's
bad.
That's some Spider-Man villain
shit. That's
shit.
bad.
Effective Monday, the the agency suspended its proficiency testing program for grade A raw milk and finished products, according to the email sent in the morning from the FDA Division of Dairy Safety and addressed to, quote, network laboratories. Grade A milk or fluid milk meets the highest sanitary standards. The testing program was suspended because FDA's Moffitt Center Proficiency Testing Laboratory, part of its division overseeing food safety, quote, is no longer able to provide laboratory support for proficiency testing and data analysis, the email said. A spokesperson said the laboratory has already set to be decommissioned before the staff cuts. And
let's buy it, dude.
And right?
Let's fucking buy a milk lab.
Through proficiency testing would be, though proficiency testing would be paused during the transition to a new laboratory, but they're saying, fuck it. This proficiency testing, lame. I want a little excitement in my milk.
See, this is tough, man, because like the
it's
problem
not
with,
tough for me.
The problem with regulation is that it doesn't really go away, right? Like regulation, it just like stacks up. It's like a stalagmite, right? Like you get like 950 years ago, they were like, you can't like, you gotta have like not wormwood, right? Guys, it was like more of a team meeting, they had like a village team and it was like, guys, you gotta use like good wood for your like stuff.
Sure.
And then like today it's like, if you don't have a 1/4 millimeter band wrap on your tri-mid span, referentially,
you are going to get heavily fined, and you will be set down.
Off of the. You will be.
I don't care 46. I don't care 44. It's not 45.
I was in KB Kitsap Builders Association. I was in their economic address, their meeting, and they were going through some multifamily statistics. Multifamily building, and this, everybody wants to fucking hate multifamily. It's like, oh gosh, they take all the money. They take all the money from the people. And I'm, sometimes I'm one of those people. But they went through it and they broke it down and they said, non-material labor costs. If you've got 100% of the cost of it, if you build a building for $1 million, $1 million multifamily building, 42% of it
is labor.
Is permitting.
Oh, permitting! Oh my God, yeah, that makes sense.
Permitting and regulation, matching, OSHA shit, like all this stuff. 42%. So if you build $1 million multifamily, and there ain't much multifamily going in for $1 million, $420,000 of it is fuck. And so then what I want you to think about is, okay, let's say that million is 4 houses, and you sell those 4 houses to 4 people. Those 4 people, this now cost $1 million. So if they're gonna make a fucking penny on it, they got to sell it for 1.2. Now, where does that go? You have to foist it onto the fucking consumer, to the purchaser, and so 42% of the cost of your home is just all that permitting.
Yeah, it's just this
kind of wild.
This noise.
So
I mean, it's like, but it is good, right? Like in theory, you do want regulations because people are just going to run wild. Like nobody is a saint doing anything, right? Like everything is motivated by self-interest. So
the world's a little too big for Wild West shit now, because you can just be like, I'm gonna build 7 shitty houses, burn them down, and then move 6 counties over, and it's like, that works. That's the vibe.
Yeah, no, it's
just go for it.
It's just hard because both sides, like, we need to like live in tribes. We need to like literally live in tribes because shit is too big.
It's all too big
to have like personal accountability to a community. It's like, yes, you can, but at the end of the day, like regulation needs to happen, but it's flawed. And then construction needs to happen, but it's self-interested. And so it's like, there needs to be a true, like, no, these are our values. We need to all be like deeply religious. We all need to like fear God.
Deeply religious or global hegemony.
Yeah, like there needs to be some sort of like
hegemony or hegemony.
I think it's hegemony.
Hegemony.
But I really don't know, and I've always wondered.
Yeah, hegemony.
Also, it's
hegemony.
And I've known this for a while, but I used to say hypertrophy. It's hypertrophy. Hypertrophy.
Hypertrophy?
Yeah, not hypertrophy. You know hypertrophy?
I know atrophy.
Hypertrophy.
What the fuck is hypertrophy? Is it like where your muscles get too big?
I think it's like hyperatrophy.
Oh.
Like it's like you're
very fast withering of something. Yeah, it's an impossible. I mean, like, and that's where like when my kind of go-to is just like
an increase in the volume of organ or tissue due to the enlargement of its component cells. Okay.
You got fat cells, you got fat muscles. Let's get those cells big. Yeah, fucking juice them up.
No, it
Hypertrophic
is
as
hard though.
fuck.
But I just don't want pus in my milk.
Everybody's doing their thing. I don't want pus in your milk either.
All right, we got one more here for you.
Georgia man facing murder charges after allegedly concealing HIV positive status from wife before her death.
He does look sad.
Yeah, I don't think he was happy.
I think he just
Cleveland-
was afraid to tell her that he has HIV.
Damn, this is a good name. I'm a big fan of names and place names. Cleveland Brody. He could have accidentally killed his wife with HIV, or he could have banged a bunch of broads as like a roadie for a band.
Is that just because his name is Brody?
Oh, Brody the roadie. Cleveland Brody the roadie of the Rockdale
Sometimes
County
your
Country
mind,
Band.
for such a sophisticated mind, sometimes it works so simplistically.
Thank you. You was indicted by a grand jury on charges of malice murder. Oh, we got a new one, buddy. We got a new one. Malice murder.
That's nice.
Fuck yeah.
Malice murder literally should be like an emo drag queen.
We love getting
Malice
new
murder. That's a
crimes.
great name.
Like new crimes is kind of a big deal for us here. So like malice murder on charges of malice murder and felony murder per local reports. Huh. Wow. 2 murders, 1 murder. He got 2 murders for 1 murder.
That seems excessive, but let's dig into it.
A Georgia man was indicted by a grand jury on Monday. Okay, that's saying the same thing. Did not disclose his HIV positive status to his wife, Denise, who was a cancer survivor. Denise died in 2022, days after she was diagnosed. At any time, he could have told her and given her the right to make the decision to stay with him. Denise's daughter. So now wait a second.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say she's already got the. There's no.
She's got the HIV.
She stays, she goes. She's hived up.
She's hiving
Not
hard.
that it's correct. but
Hiving?
that-
Hiving. She's hiving.
She's hived.
She's hived. She is hiving and has
Bitch is
been
a
hived.
bumblebee.
So I mean, he made one mistake. You know, you don't.
It's a big mistake.
No cumin before you tell him.
Well, no fugs in it all. I would say.
Yeah, probably no fugs in it
I'd
all.
say penetration, and you've
Wow,
entered the
that's-
danger zone.
That's so like when you get
Yeah, exactly.
ooh,
Exactly.
like herpes, and like there's a couple other ones where you're like, I mean, you got, hey, be careful, be careful, be honest, okay, be careful, be honest, but like, it's not a malice murder charge if you fuck someone. It's like a social. Actually, it's probably something, but it's
What, herpes?
yeah, like if
If you don't disclose, I'm pretty sure that's like a crime, like an assault or something.
Wow.
I mean, it makes
Some
sense.
people
It does make
consent
sense.
is not enough.
Yeah. Well, I mean, wait, what?
Well, double consent. You've got to get double consent.
Sure.
You've got to get the consent to fuck, and you've got to get the consent to give
fuck
someone
with
herpes.
Yeah, right. You're like, hey, listen, it's like a 20% chance.
I see everything's turning into like rap for me right now.
I know. Yeah. What are you doing? That's enough. We don't need another example. We don't need another example.
With herpes, because I'll be fucking with herpes. Like something like that.
Well, that's kind of nice.
That's kind of nice, right?
I like a wordplay.
Yeah.
I do like a wordplay.
Georgia man is now facing murder charges as prosecutors and loved ones claim he intentionally did not disclose his HIV positive status to his wife, a cancer survivor. I don't understand. Like, there's a temporal thing missing here. Like, did he get HIV after they were together? Like,
He may have cheated and got HIV.
On Monday, April 21, Cleveland Brody, the roadie of the Rockdale Country County Band, was indicted by a grand jury on charges of malice murder and felony murder in connection with the 2022. They've just said the same thing 3 times in a row.
Yeah.
Denise, who was 65, died 2 days after she was diagnosed with AIDS. According to both Atlanta News First and Fox 5 Atlanta, as prosecutors allege, it was a result of Cleveland's reckless conduct. He was fucking around. Cleveland has already pleaded not guilty to the reckless conduct charges. He has not entered a plea for malice and felony murder charges per Atlanta News First. The pair wed in 2014, 3 years before Denise was diagnosed with breast cancer for the first time in 2017, according to both outlets. After she went into remission, the cancer returned in 2019, per Atlanta News First. Why do they always have to say what fucking news? It's like this.
I was
news channel,
thinking
this
that
news
too.
channel,
I was
this news
thinking that
channel.
too. Yeah.
I'm gonna start skipping them. The cancer eventually.
They're literally
cleared.
like rap, like rap people featuring Atlanta News First.
Yeah,
featuring
literally.
you.
Yeah. The cancer eventually cleared once again. I like that terminology.
Amen.
Cleared it out. We cleared it out.
Cleared it out.
Following years of
neti
treatment.
pot.
But Denise remained sick, with new tests ultimately leading to a 2022 AIDS diagnosis shortly before her death on April 2nd, 2022. According to...
Wait, can we?
She doesn't look like she's big chillin'.
She's well. Okay, really quick. She's either not big chillin' or she's super fucking big chillin'.
Sure, yeah.
Like, do you ever like like people like leaning back?
Oh, don't you be careful.
Like
right
lean
now.
back.
You be
Like I'm
careful.
popping my collar. Like I'm not trying to disrespect her. I'm
You
just
are actively
pointing.
disrespecting
I'm just
her.
pointing out
active.
That sometimes when people are big chillin', they actually do look like this.
Sure.
I don't think she's big chillin'.
Yeah.
I do not, but she
See,
could.
I'm kind of.
In a world, could potentially be.
I want to say, like, it feels like she's like, yeah, like lit on something, but like she is. It's AIDS though.
Yeah. Right.
So Cleveland, now 62, was later charged with 3 counts of reckless conduct in 2023 after other women came forward with investigators claiming at the time that he was aware of his HIV positive status and had been taking medication for it since 2006.
That's a long time. That's a long time.
So if somebody's going to be, I mean, like that guy is like probably like, if we don't extinct ourselves in the next like 10 years, he's probably like directly responsible for like 42 billion people having AIDS in the future, you know. If you pan out,
that's super fucked.
It's really,
that is really bad.
Like there is a time where you just start squirting in a sock, folks, and it is when you get fucking AIDS.
Think about his perspective. He's like, well, I'm trying to fuck.
I mean, I'm just trying to get.
This just ain't fair, man. I'm just trying to fuck, and it's like, what am I supposed to do?
What am I supposed to do?
This is why the world needs AI sex bots for all the folks that are
or
too
bring back horse
cowardly.
Fucking. Bring back horse fucking.
Or there we go.
Can horses get AIDS?
I mean, well, actually, we need to do deer fucking because aren't deer like overpopulated in some areas? Sure. Whatever overpopulated, like we can start fucking that animal.
Rabbit.
Is it rabbit?
Cats.
Cats?
Yeah, cats.
Something about
domestic
fucking
cats.
a cat. Though. Maybe it's just because I just got a cat.
Yeah, because you just got a cat. Also, the size difference is a
yeah.
pretty big issue.
No, that's not good.
But
we should look into that. If the fucking endangered or invasive species. I mean, if you're killing him, fucking him.
You know all the hog videos, like, yeah, that works until you got 40 hogs rushing you from the, but it's the guy that.
Well, I don't know what you're talking about.
You don't know the video, the guy's talking about like gun, like there's like a whole thing where like they're talking about why single shot, like semi-automatic rifles aren't acceptable. Wait, do you not know about this?
Super vaguely familiar, somewhere in my deep brain, but I don't know.
Oh man. Okay. We got to watch there's a video of the guy talking about it and he's like, I mean, yeah, a semi-automatic rifle works until 40 hogs bull rush your split cedar fence line and try to kill your kids on the swing.
Oh, so he's talking about like he's making an argument for needing to have like machine guns.
Yeah. There's, I mean, it's pretty.
He works in a very very hog populated
hogs rushing backyard.
Jesus fuck.
Assault rifle.
Let's keep it going.
I know.
Oh, there's even we could watch a video on it even.
Here we go.
I don't like. We should get.
So
this
was. I know, but it's already here.
This.
I got it quick. Okay, I got it quick. Just let me do my own fucking news segment. Okay. This is. I know it is. You are a problem for me. Okay. So somebody was talking about how like they're happy that automatic rifles are going away, right? And William McNabb says, legit question for rural Americans. How do I kill the 30 to 50 feral hogs that run into my yard within 3 to 5 minutes while my small kids play? And that has spiraled out into just like an enormous amount of internet content. And
I just thought of a good way that we could actually do without, because okay, so you should pull YouTube videos up on your phone, and then I'll pull them up on here, and then we'll just freeze frame it, and then have the audio, and then we can go to different freeze frames. That way we don't get copyright, but we can actually bring shit up. You know what I mean?
That's kind of fun.
We should do that.
That's kind of fun.
We should do that.
Yeah. Is it the video or the audio that it catches?
I think it's the combination of them both.
Okay.
But if it's just a still,
because we could just have it playing in the background through this too, you know.
Well, that's true, but I think folks would like to see a video. I want to know what this man looks like.
So I'm playing the audio.
You're playing the audio on the phone into the mic, and I'm playing the video right here through Media.
There's got to be a AI. There's got to be some, you know. Per Rockdale County Jail's online records, Cleveland was initially arrested in July 2023 and booked again on April 16 of this year over the new arrest warrant indictment. Karen Young, Denise's daughter, who described her mom as a family matriarch with a heart of gold, told Fox 5 Atlanta that she believes there was malice. There it is, malice murder, folks, in Cleveland's actions. At any time, he could have told her and given her the right to make the decision to stay with him. I mean, no,
Not that
just
she
one
would.
time. Just one time he could have told her. The time before he fucked her. That's the only time he could have told her.
It's not like 6 years in, she gets to make a decision and she like leaves and doesn't have AIDS.
There's just like something missing
can't
from like the time frames here. They're like, yeah, I mean, there was this whole period of long time.
The good folks in Atlanta literally do not understand how HIV/AIDS works.
I
Apparently,
guess.
according to Fox,
It's like,
Fox
and after
doesn't.
65 fucks, you catch AIDS. Like, no, it's the number one, folks.
Can we just stop? Can we end out with this?
If he would have just gave her that one courtesy, just to tell her to test herself for it, and that could have been it, and she got treatment for it.
Okay, well that actually brings a lot home.
Treatment.
Treatment.
There is treatment.
Because he's had it since 2006.
I don't understand AIDS very well.
It's us that doesn't understand AIDS, I guess.
Probably us.
Shouts out to the good folks at Fox in Atlanta. We are
Very
sorry for
confused about AIDS.
ever doubting you. Yeah, it's nice to not have to think about AIDS. That's
big
pretty
deal.
chill.
Pretty big deal.
When we were growing up, though,
yeah, AIDS was.
if
AIDS
you
was
ever had
hustling.
unprotected sex, you were like,
You were getting AIDS, yeah.
well, you were like, I'm worried about AIDS.
Christian values were so much bigger when we were.
I've had like STD, like AIDS panels.
Yeah.
I'm like, let me just double check. I'm pretty sure I'm good.
They
but, like,
baked
let
it
me just
in.
make sure
What's
I don't
the
have
percentage
AIDS.
of like how many? What percentage of people in the U.S. have AIDS? I feel like it's like. Can we guess? Do you want to put money on it?
Percentage of people
Yeah,
that have
20
active
$20.
HIV.
$20, and it's just closest, not higher than loses. Just closest.
Closest. I like Price is Right rules though.
I know you do, but I'm the one who proposed this.
Okay. Percentage of Americans? Can we just say
Yeah.
like number? Because percentage. There's like 500,000 Americans. There's like 500 million. 500 million Americans.
Jeff, there's 277 million Americans.
No,
okay?
Stop it. Stop it. This is
I read the population
Yeah.
when I was 12, and it's
Yeah.
the same. It's been the same.
I think it's
ever
like
since
four,
then.
I think it's like 412 or some shit. I don't know.
412 humans have AIDS.
Okay, well, first let's do the American population, and then we can do.
Okay,
You feel
American
me?
population first. American population first. How many people live in America? How many people live in America?
Give me 1 second.
Jeez. How many?
Live in America, and folks, you can guess. along, too.
340 million.
Wow.
340 million.
Wow.
Little lower than you thought. A little lower than.
Way lower than I thought.
Okay, so
Way lower Wow, we've really been on a steady linear incline.
until
That's
2028.
Super linear.
2028. There's a big dip there for some reason.
Okay, 340. I'm gonna say I don't know. I'm gonna say 0.7%. I'm gonna say 70% of a percent. 0.7% people have AIDS.
Okay. 0.01%. $20.
Sure. I just love the what's the percentage? What percentage have AIDS? Like the search history.
Yeah.
I hope that this is like a really common like through line that happens. I don't know. Anyway. 0.6. Ah! You literally
Wait. Global adult population.
Oh.
Let's
fuck
go back to
me.
the United States.
Oh shit. 0.04? Well, it's literally an even tie. It's literally an even tie.
Wow. Okay.
Pleasure doing business with you.
absolutely.
Wow. That's good shit. Even tie.
God
We
damn.
literally pushed it like in fucking blackjack.
So that's kind of more than I thought.
Yeah.
So one in 200 people has AIDS in the
You're
U.S.
not allowed to say that. You're not allowed to say this.
So if you
don't say any of that. There's some specifically startling statistics that we won't go into.
so that's 1 in 2. So if you're going to an elementary school that has 800 kids, 4 of them have AIDS statistically. Which I mean, I guess
Is that right?
I thought it was
right?
I thought it was
no,
less.
that can't be right.
Now I kind of get why everyone's so spooked.
Are you sure? Is you sure, bro?
Yeah.
I'm not good at quick maths like that, but I'm just gonna trust you.
It's 0.4%. It's if you have 1%, 1 in 100, right? So
Okay,
so if
sure,
you have
yeah.
1,000 kids in a school, you're gonna have 4 of them have AIDS. So if you have 800 kids in a school, 3.6 of them have AIDS.
Okay.
It hasn't gotten all the way up to the top of one of their bodies yet. It's just in the legs and stomach
That's
area.
okay. That's a lot.
It's more than you think, and so
That's a lot.
I guess.
Well, and spreading more each day. Actually, no. I think
especially with friends like Broody the
roadie.
Brody the roadie.
No, I think that. I mean, there's breakthroughs. There's people that be having AIDS for a while without their life being totally fucked,
Have you seen they actually have been killing HIV, like killing it.
Hotcakes.
Have you seen they got rid of HIV in some people?
Well, I did think about that.
I don't think they can get rid of full blown AIDS. I don't think they can get rid of full blown AIDS still. I think that they're having luck getting rid of HIV.
Right. Yeah. Once it goes into the AIDS territory, you're like, it's going to be a problem. But HIV, yeah.
Ooh, you should have come in last week.
Do you want to play our new favorite game, which is actually just our old favorite game, which is actually just one of our bits that we do?
Who are they? Who are they?
This is the game
Can we get the jazz back?
Yes, we can get the jazz back for this. For this, we can get the jazz back.
For this, we're allowed to get the jazz back.
Yes, sir.
Maybe can we have the jazz for the what was bad for you, what was not fun for you this week, what was not funny for you this week? And then not for whatever else, and then
I want to do the jazz for literally only 5.5 minutes, and then I'll bring it back later. But here's the thing: I listen to a lot of podcasts. If there was fucking music going on in the background, it would annoy me, especially because I listen to things as I go to sleep, and you want to just listen to it. You don't want all these things happening. You know what I mean? What if you had an audiobook and there was fucking jazz in the background? You're I can't.
I love jazz in the background of anything.
No, you don't actually. You say that because you're being contrary, but you actually don't.
I have been fighting to have jazz behind our. I do
would
want
you like
it.
jazz in the back of a fucking trial for your family member getting hit by a car?
Am I trying to have a good time or a bad time?
You're trying to live through a suffering situation with contentment.
Then put the jazz on. Oh, yeah, I know. God, yeah, no. I'm sorry.
There's certain things. Would you want jazz I'm trying to think of when
porn.
When would a situation
jazz behind your porn? Yep. Want it behind the porn?
That used to be a big move.
Yeah.
What about jazz? You're literally getting robbed, and you're standing up 100% for yourself, and then they just stab you in the stomach.
And jazz is playing.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Mammal hands, maybe some mammal hands for that one. I would want
jazz.
Flight of the Bees. Yeah, that's jazz, I think, isn't it? What is mammal hands then?
Okay, would you want jazz playing?
Check out mammal hands if you
Would you want jazz playing in a situation where you learned that your business just made a fatal mistake and you're probably going to go out of business within the next 3 days because you don't see any...
I literally feel plus or minus, up and down, yes to every situation.
Okay, I'm sick of guessing. Tell me a situation you wouldn't want jazz then, because there's got to be one.
There literally has to be one. Jazz is still fine.
That's fine. There's got to be a situation
really
you wouldn't want
drugs.
Jazz in the back.
Wife is leaving me. Play the jazz.
Really?
Yeah. Just found out I have a terminal disease.
See, if I were your wife, Al, I would take offense to that. I don't know why, but I would take offense to that.
Sure. I kind of thought that when I said it, but it's just the truth. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I can't think of a situation where
yes, you can. I need it right now. The folks need it. What is a situation that you would not like jazz in the background of? I know it's there. Is it a situation where you're trying desperately to hear something and your life depends on it?
Okay, sure. If it's playing loud enough, if it's playing too loud, then there's a lot of situations. But if it's not playing too loud, there's not a lot of situations. Maybe I'm doing something bad. I'm doing something ethically bad.
Okay, you're doing something ethically bad, and you want to be in absolute silence of your own.
Yeah, I want it to echo in the hallways of my mind.
Okay,
I don't want it to be
Wow, that's maybe the most honorable answer you could have said.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Or I'm gonna do a prostate orgasm.
I was gonna say,
and I'm done, and I'm about to take the butt toy out, and there's just soft jazz playing. Actually, right there.
I'm glad we got there. Yeah. Thank you for working through into a space that I knew
I'm
was
being
there.
evil, or I'm taking a butt toy out of my butt.
Which is evil in the eyes of the Lord. So yes,
We
folks,
made it. We made it.
We do take
Jesus Christ.
AI generated images and we do assign backstories to these folks. This is a service-based bit because we do want you to know what to expect if you do encounter these folks in the wild, in the real world.
Can you do me a great service?
Yeah.
Can you do the first one for 90 seconds?
The first one for 90 seconds?
Can you do her for 90 seconds?
What do you mean?
Without me.
Are you serious?
My bladder.
Oh, you are an old man. Okay, I'm not gonna do her though. I'm gonna refresh. I do think some things like I do have a backstory.
Can you go to
for her.
another? Can you duplicate the page and then we go back to her? Duplicate this person does not exist.
You want it?
Yeah. Let's do her. Let's do her.
I'll duplicate
Okay.
it.
Thank you
I'll
so much.
duplicate it.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
No,
Hey,
it's all right.
guys, I'm
Hey,
sorry. I'm
do
sorry.
what
I'm
you can.
honestly.
Oh my gosh. Okay. This one's a hard one right here. I think that she's a mail carrier. I do see mail carrier for her. And I think that she might actually be somebody that does like a crime through the mail. Like it's not anthrax, but she got paid off by some big level like bioterrorist group, and she is doing something in the mail that is really not bad. Or really not good. Really not good. It's very bad actually. But I think that she doesn't understand the ramifications of her actions. Like she's not trying. She's literally trying to pay off her house because she worked so hard her entire life. A lot of trauma, a lot of bad stuff. She had a son that died when she was like 27. She had like a 4-year-old that died. She's like, you know what? I don't get a lot of opportunities. I've let a lot of opportunities pass, and I'm going to do something for me. And I'm gonna be a mail carrier, and I'm gonna have my payday, and I'm gonna turn the other cheek. My cheek's over here. And I think that she probably doesn't get caught. I think she literally just makes a clean breakaway. She goes to like fucking Costa Rica. She literally gets into Costa Rica. And I think she feels bad about it sometimes when she really thinks when she up late at night. You know, the mosquitoes are inside of her little casta. And she can't.
Man, Jeffrey Hennings.
Thank you. She can't, she can't get any sort of relief from the mosquitoes getting at her. And she thinks about it sometimes, but most of the time, she just thinks about
Toast.
how bad things could have been.
Toast.
For her, a mail carrier that helped spread a bioweapon.
Intentionally?
Intentionally, but didn't super know. Exactly
Didn't like
what she
get
was
how
doing.
bad it was,
Yeah.
but like yeah.
Do you see that or no?
Yeah, hardworking.
Very hard. Well, that
Very
was part of the
hardworking.
thing. She worked her entire hard.
Yeah,
she had
very
a
hard
lot. She had a
worker.
kid that died.
Oh.
A kid that died when she was like 27, 4-year-old.
God, see the
Yeah.
fun. Somebody was talking about how their kid. They mentioned like their kid died. And the thing is, like,
Okay, really quick.
once you've had a kid. Sorry.
I'm sorry, but
No, I'm sorry.
and I don't want to say anything bad here. I really don't want to say anything bad here. Like,
fuck.
like all respect.
Jesus.
I think it's a pattern that people that have kids that die do bring it up a lot. They bring it up a lot. And I'm like, when people say tragedies, I don't like to say I'm so sorry or I'm sorry to hear that because it's a hollow commentary that they've heard.
Yeah, but when somebody says their kid died, you're kind of you've got.
I just give somber eyes and I give a second of understanding and I don't say, oh, I'm so sorry, or I don't build it into a thing. I don't disrespect it, but I don't make it into a performance of my grief for them. And that's out of service. That literally is out of service. But I do think that
some people don't like that, right?
That's what I've been thinking too. I'm like, I think some people want the I'm sorry. And it's
Yeah.
like, I'll give it to you, I guess. But the thing is, like, when I had a tragedy happen and people were saying I'm sorry, I'm like, I'm good on that. I'm good
Yeah.
on that. I'm sorry.
Like if you're a deep friend and you're crying for for me because you feel that pain, that's one thing.
Yeah.
But if you're like a fucking cashier at a 7-Eleven,
Yeah.
and you're giving me like kratom and bath salts, it's pretty much the
Knowing
same
God,
thing.
knowing what I'll do with them.
If you cry,
Yeah.
you just have to cry. So just start crying when you say it. Start crying when you say I'm sorry.
Just really go.
Just really go hard.
That's just.
Is this what you want? Is this what you want?
I'm sorry that
motherfuckers?
happened. I do think they might bring it up a lot, and that might be part of the processing. It's just a pattern I've noticed. Please continue.
Well, what I was gonna say is like, there's a point where 3 months in, it's like, holy shit, my kid died. right? The week in, it's like, holy shit, my kid died. But like 7 weeks in, 7 months, 7 years in, it's like, it's still this like I think in terms of tragedies, the world kind of agrees like saddest thing that can happen to you.
Right.
You know, saddest thing that can happen to you, but you're like and but they're dead. They died.
Right.
You know, but then the whole world is like, oh fuck, and you're just like, I've been awake for 7 years worth of days and minutes and seconds, and so that's. But it's just, you know, like there is a point where it is like this. I'm sorry, but I don't know if it's a part of the processing or what it is. But like there just is this point where it's just kind of funny that like if you survive the Holocaust for like the first 2 years, you're like, you know, this is pretty nice. I get some like serious props for like the Holocaust stuff. But there's a point where it's just like, yes, I fucking survived the Holocaust. You
degrade it to your own self?
Well, yeah, you're just over it being like the primary source of your identity. You know, it's kind of like
I'm kind of saying the opposite almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
you want it to be the source of your identity.
No, I just find that it's such a traumatic thing that it can't
comes up a lot.
Not be. I do want to say one thing though that always stuck with me is very sad. I was listening to a podcast one time and they were talking about like this grandma with dementia, and she would like, you know, forget her, you know, daughter's name and their grandchildren's name, and, you know, forget who she was, and sometimes forget all these, you know, crazy, like very, you know, basic things about her. But I guess like and this is on like a science podcast, they were talking about like the effects of like trauma and how it sticks inside of your, you know, your mentals, and she would forget all these things, but she would like daily bring up how her husband cheated on her when she was like 27.
Damn.
Her husband's dead, and she'd be like, "Oh,
Damn.
And Fred, he had relations with the barmaid down at the tavern." Like, and I'm like, that is so sad to me. That's so sad to me that like you forget everything, but like that thing is so strong inside of you.
He didn't.
He just didn't. The whole thing was a big misunderstanding.
The whole thing was a huge misunderstanding.
She just couldn't get it through her fucking skull. Just like now.
Did
she have dementia then too?
Nana,
goddamn
wake
bitch.
up!
No, but I thought that was really sad.
Yeah,
anyway,
it's sad. It's sad.
All right, you wanted this gal here.
See, and it's not because I know. It's not because I know. It's because I want to know. You know.
I feel like I know. Like you want to say that because like I see this down here, this jacket, and I'm like, you're literally in like a kimono.
Yeah, traditional.
Right.
Chinese,
traditional Chinese garb.
Traditional Chinese garb.
Chinese, yeah, potentially. Maybe Japanese actually. But then I'm like
Chinese face, right? Is that a Chinese face?
I think
that
is
a Chinese face.
There's more Japanese
kimono
descent, I would think.
Really?
I believe so. And I think kimono is even Japanese.
Kimono is Japanese.
Yeah, we're not a cultural culture, but here I think she's actually.
Here's something you should know. We're not cultural.
I think she's actually an American Asian woman that's like wearing this for like a wedding. You know what I mean? Like I think she's like doing the whole getup, the cultural getup, but she's like American Asian. Like she's not
powerful, but the daughter of someone very powerful. I think.
I don't even think so. I think she might even be like kind of like I think she like literally.
Is there such a thing as trashy Chinese?
Oh yeah, bro.
Really? Okay.
Oh, 1,000,000,000%.
See, for me, I just think about and this is like, you know, cut me up, internet, but like I think about Chinese and Japanese people, and I just think they're all respectful, honorable. I don't know.
I mean, there's a lot of them. So
have I been played the fool?
No, you think a lot of Chinese totalitarianism. You really love.
I sure do.
You really love Chinese top-down structure.
Sure do. That's what it's gonna take, folks.
Yeah, I just want like, you know, you ever heard about women doing the walk of shame?
Like after they stayed the night at somebody's house and they walk back in the morning,
and they've got like either like carrying their heels or whatever.
Sure.
Like I feel like she was doing that.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't see rich like, and that's not like we've all done a walk of shame, but that's what I wanted to go traditional, powerful, but I think she's literally like at a wedding. She like met a guy at the rehearsal dinner, and then now this is like the next day, and she's trying to like be like buttoned up and like ready to go. She's like not the maid of honor, but she's like the second bridesmaid underneath, so she's got like a lot of responsibility, and she's just pulling it together.
She's a front desk clerk at a chiropractor?
Something like that. I thought maybe like a hotel or something a little bit more. Like she wants a life that she doesn't have, so she surrounds herself with
One
it. She like
interesting
works in like
thing-
fine dining.
You lived in Seattle. Like, unironically, you actually have experienced a lot more culture than I have.
I think about that sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't get too fucking. I can't.
No,
handle much
I'm
bigger
sorry,
than
I'm
you've
sorry.
already got.
This is funny because sometimes I'll give you a compliment and you'll just go off on a whole thing, and I kind of just a little bit tiny did that. We're both bad.
A
people.
little bit tiny though, just like this much. You do it like like that much. I did it like this much, a little bit maybe. What do you guys think? Did he do it a little bit this much, maybe?
Animal. I'm a sick animal.
Next.
I'm sorry.
We shouldn't have waited for her.
Hey, you asked and I
did.
acquiesced.
Ask and I shall receive.
We don't do kids. We don't do kids.
We do sometimes, but only in the right circumstances.
I don't want to do her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Moving on.
Ooh.
Okay.
Something's wrong with Kevin.
I didn't like that movie.
I know you didn't.
I know that we can't do test tube stuff or like body doubles, but I do kind of think he could be Elon Musk's test tube.
Yeah.
Right? That's pretty much Elon Musk.
So
weird
like
bio
Eastern Bloc.
Like
kind
literally,
of.
he was floating in fluid until like 2 days before this. That's why his hair's like that.
Yeah, the hair's very interesting. Yeah, very much Elon Musk.
Very much
Elon
floating
Musk.
in fluids.
Not the mogul version of Elon Musk though. Like there's
The PayPal version.
Like, well, no, not the mogul, not the PayPal. Like depressed code engineer.
Okay.
Elon Musk.
Like he's eaten more macaroni and cheese than like 0.001% of the population.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I just there's I feel like they've been producing.
Sorry,
Musks.
he's in that percentile is what I mean.
They've been, and it's kind of interesting because Elon Musk, but then you don't think about muskrat in the context of Elon Musk enough. You know? Can you pull up a muskrat for me really quick?
Don't.
Because I'd love to see. Because I feel like muskrats are not a noble creature. You know? I feel like you'd want to get. Are they an ignoble creature?
Wow.
Probably not.
Nice drop.
Are
of
they a
ignoble
noble creature?
like that.
I don't think so.
Almost looks like a beaver, kind of like a tiny little
Yeah,
beaver.
like a shitty beaver. It's like a useless fucking beaver.
Can I tell you something that I like? You sometimes as you
It's
grow
really
up,
private.
Like, you this is kind of something I wouldn't like tell to most
Sure,
people.
yeah.
I identified, I think, my favorite animal. I thought about it and I just was like, I think I actually know my favorite animal.
What is it?
African water buffalo.
That, yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty fucking sick.
So
bro.
what's the give me the lowdown on, like, is it like their demeanor?
I mean, like, kinda like.
No. Go back to the mud one.
No, I want to.
Go back to the mud one.
Why do you
there
make me?
He is. There he is.
Why can't you let me have something nice?
Stinky fucking water buffalo. Yeah, that's fucking right. Get dirty.
Oh, puff up, bitch.
Puff up, bitch. No, I do. No, here's the thing. Go to a nice one. Go to a nice one. There's a certain regality
Yeah, there is.
There's a certain regality too. Now, there's also
He's not a
that
fighter, but he can fight, and he is honorable.
Authentic.
Like doesn't have to really prove anything to anybody because he's so.
He's a goddamn buffalo.
He's got a presence, you know.
Yeah.
But he's not a dick. He's not going and doing crazy shit. But he's like, I will fuck up a lion if a lion tries to fuck me up, and I might even enjoy it a little bit. Like, and then also, he is. Did you ever see the fucking the Battle of Kruger? I know I showed you this.
What?
One thing that I love about water buffaloes is they are able to go so hard in congregating each other to like mass mobilize and mass centralize around a mission.
The
like
Battle of Kruger?
Yeah, like I don't. So
what is the Battle of Kruger? Is this a human battle?
Okay, so it's I don't want to get demonetized, but it's or not demonetized. I wish we were monetized. I don't want to get fucking demonized, copyrighted. But it's this. And folks, if you have never seen the Battle of Kruger, really do yourself a favor here.
I still don't know what the Battle of Kruger is.
Kruger. It is a video of these people that were on a wildlife safari or whatever, and they caught on video a buffalo, and it's like little buffalo parents, like a little baby two buffaloes. They're going, they're walking down the street, tundra or whatever, they're doing their thing. And then there's these lions that are hunched in the grass. And then the people on the video kind of see it coming. They're like, oh my God, these people, these buffaloes are running.
And they start screaming like, run!
Well, they're running they're walking like right into these lions. These lions are like literally ready to pounce, but they can't see them yet. And then at one point, like the dad, buffalo, he like stops and smells. And he turns around and starts running. And then the big cats start chasing him, right?
Okay.
And then so the parents are getting away. The cats, like 6 of them, they trample the baby. The parents are gone. They get the baby. So then it's like 6 lions, and they're just going to town on this little baby water buffalo. And then the water buffalo somehow ends up in the water, and then you're like, Jesus, this is no dice for the little baby. Then a crocodile comes up.
Wait a second.
Yeah, I showed this to you. Yeah. A crocodile gets one end of the buffalo and starts trying to take it into the water. The lions have the other end. They're playing tug of war. The lions finally grab it away, and then, out of nowhere, 400 water buffaloes come to the rescue of this baby water buffalo.
I mean, you got to think the baby's dead, though, at this point, right?
No, baby
I mean,
gets
he's
up.
not dead yet, but
No, they got him. They literally got him. They worked all of the
Listen,
buffaloes up.
I don't
stood
want...
up. Maybe he bled out later. Maybe he did.
How long were the lions playing with him?
I want to say about 7 minutes. And a crocodile was involved for about 3. It was rough.
I just can't help but think, like, if you took some
ineffective lions.
If you let a lion and an alligator play with anything that's full of meat and blood for 7 minutes, like, they don't have fucking modern medical technology. They're not like, and so we're gonna use a stint in order to cross the, and we're gonna go ahead and use a tourniquet. They're like, Ricky, you good?
Here's the crocodile.
Fuck,
right
that
here.
was bad, wasn't it, buddy?
Lions, and they're literally fighting over this thing.
And then you gonna be okay?
And then they got it back. They're right over here. And then these buffalo just in full effect, baby.
Probably not, huh?
Just in full effect.
They really fucked you up there. But yeah, you want to snuggle? Like, there's like, you just. Maybe they've got special spit. I don't know. Maybe they got special spit, but I just got to think, unless they got special spit or some fucking buffalo god looking over them, like...
There might be a buffalo god.
There could be a buffalo god.
I just decided I fucking really... And I've seen a couple other videos too, and I like the African water buffalo. It's my favorite animal, and you have to decide things in your life, and I decided that was my favorite animal.
What do you think, if you had to pick an animal for me, what would you pick?
I want to say like some sort of like monkey, right? I do want to say that, but I also want to like not do low-hanging fruit. I want something better. I want something better. Like I want to. I mean, and then pistol shrimp, right? That comes to my mind too.
Thank you. That makes
shrimp.
Me feel good.
I feel like a pistol shrimp would be something that you really like.
I love pistol shrimp.
Yeah, you want something. You want something that is just so like you want something undeniable in your own right. But you want it to be fucking nonsensical and crazy.
Like an axolotl or something.
What is an axolotl?
Axolotl?
Other than a good way to get around town.
Heyo.
What is an axolotl?
An axolotl. AXLOTL.
L-O-T.
Axolotl.
Oh, what the fuck?
Axolotl, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And these guys are fucking neat.
What a nice bloke.
Very nice blokes.
Wow.
Cool thing, axolotls in the immortal jellyfish.
I did not know nothing about these folks.
Yeah, no, there's some special, there's some cool shit going on with that.
There's crazy animals happening everywhere.
I know, yeah, there's really.
You were the one that showed me this.
Here's the special deal with giant salamanders, Chinese giant salamanders.
No.
Oh, blobfish. Yeah, blobfish is something
blobfish
neat
is
too.
Wild too.
Yeah, they're great.
But we'll go back here because I like the cut of this guy's jib.
Axolotls huge in South America, very big in South America, South American rivers, South American swamps. Okay, so these guys are cool. They were worshipped a lot. Turns out that they have like the most resilient fucking genetic code to radiation. You can irradiate the fuck out of them. They will just cure their own cancer over and over and over again.
Wow. Yes.
They'll just fucking murder their own cancer.
Yeah.
Also, something neat, you chop off one of their fucking arms, they'll just grow it back. And we thought, you know what? That's not enough. Let's try and chop off some of their spine. They won't always successfully regrow their fucking spinal column, but sometimes they will, and they'll always give it a goddamn good shot.
God love them.
God love them. So between these guys with their extremely resilient fucking DNA and immortal jellyfish, which constantly cycle between a infantile and mature cellular state, that these guys are our two biggest hopes and dreams on achieving cellular immortality.
That's good.
So I mean, the
jellyfish are
is
fucking
neat.
wild.
Jellyfish are fucking wild.
How does that even work?
Jellyfish are fucking
Please
wild.
tell me how that even fucking works.
It just goes to show you, like, what we are doing is
Not the-
one thing.
Right.
It's just
Right.
one thing.
Right.
It's just, and then you've got like dispersed consciousness in a fucking octopus, and
Okay, yeah. Or even just ants, bro.
even just ants,
You ever think about ants? You're so fucking crazy, bro.
Well, honestly, we're so
Yeah,
hive-like.
pretty well.
We're
Yeah,
so
pretty well.
fucking hive-like. It's crazy.
We love you, folks. This week we got a couple initiatives for you. I'm gonna go ahead and say, try and figure out your favorite animal. Like, just do some thinking. And maybe you have a carryover from when you're a kid, and you're like, oh, I like iguanas or whatever. But like, really take some inventory. Think about some things. Think about your values, and just think about, okay, favorite animal time, like brutal honest truth, clinical decision. What is it?
And mine is gonna be get an AIDS test, and if you have AIDS, start fucking domestic cats.
No, you rascal.
You should get somebody else to run the show.
Realize.
You should get fucking
Realize.
Jesus Christ.
We love you guys.
We love you guys.
We'll
It's
see
good
ya.
being back.
We'll see
Mwah.
you. Mwah.
Oh.